drier as we go through the rest of the day today. Yes, we may get a couple more organized showers trying to drift through. I think that's going to be a bit more isolated as compared to just kind of all this moisture that's stuck underneath this cloud deck. So it means more drizzle is going to be a bit more common. So those really fine little raindrops continuing through the area, but it's just going to kind of keep us cooler, a little damp as we go through the rest of this afternoon. We do warm up a little bit tomorrow before we've got a cold front coming in on Friday, and that will likely source another opportunity for us to at least pick up on a couple more showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms. But if you are stepping out early this afternoon, you'll notice temperatures area-wide sitting mid to upper 50s on average. We've got a 60-degree reading out towards Sandusky. A little cooler as you go to some of our eastern counties, just where we were dealing with some of that rain for a bit of a longer period of time earlier this morning. But outside of that, most of the organized showers are still just to our southwest. So it is relatively quiet out there, at least on radar, closer to northeast Ohio. But we've got another batch of rain moving through northern Indiana. We'll see how well that holds together and if some of those showers can scrape some of our western counties. Outside of that, just kind of expect, much like what you're stepping out to this afternoon, to really be a continued story. If you're headed downtown for the Guardians-Dodgers game, first pitch at 1:10, temperatures not changing a whole lot. We'll stay upper 50s to right around lower 60s with some of that mist and drizzle in the area. We'll walk you through the warm-up that we get to talk about for tomorrow, plus that rain and storm chance for your Friday, coming up in just a few minutes.
Guardians game that's going to be starting soon, and then a big concert tonight, AC/DC, right at Huntington Bank Field, and the weather could be better.
It could, but I will say I don't think it's going to be a washout for either of these outdoor events. It's just being mindful that there's going to be some drizzle around and potentially a couple light showers from time to time, especially earlier on in the day. So if you do have tickets to the Guardians game later this afternoon or potentially the AC/DC concert, I don't think either of these scenarios are going to be a washout type, but you may still have some of that mist and drizzle from time to time. That is not going to be off the table today, which is why we're keeping the impact tracker in closer to that moderate range. We're going to drop it significantly as we go through the day tomorrow. Yes, it's possible we get a stray shower in here, but I really think your Thursday is shaping up to be a day that we finally bring back a little bit more of that sunshine. Temperatures have an opportunity to warm up before a cold front arrives on Friday. Once again, brings back some slightly cooler temperatures and an opportunity that we will likely see a couple showers, if not a few thunderstorms in the mix before it's all said and done. So that's why you see the impact tracker come up just a little bit as we look to close out the work week. The rain today, it's really all associated with a couple of different systems. We've got this area of low pressure largely passing us by to our south and to our east. It gave us a few of those showers. It's certainly giving us a little bit of this moisture and the added cloud cover. And we're watching this cluster of showers moving through northern Indiana. But largely the trajectory of that is going to take it up through Fort Wayne, likely just west of Toledo and up towards the Detroit area. So we may find ourselves right in the middle of both of these systems, which means, yes, you can get a couple more of these organized showers like the ones that we have moving into some of our southwestern counties now, but it's not likely going to be a washout scenario kind of a day. We may have a couple more organized showers from time to time, but the greater risk is that you're just going to have all this moisture stuck underneath that cloud cover, that it keeps that mist and a lot of that drizzle going for at least the next couple of hours. Once this clears out of here, tonight is looking very quiet, very dry. Temperatures eventually only falling a couple of degrees, back about low to mid 50s headed into tomorrow morning. But then by the afternoon, especially once we can get a little bit more sunshine in here, that's where we have the better opportunity of actually seeing daytime highs, upper 60s, low to mid 70s across the area. But there is going to be a cold front that comes through on Friday. I don't think it's going to be a washout for the first part of the day, but as that front starts to close in during the evening, it may spark an isolated shower or two, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder, just because it is a cold front that's going to be rolling in, which does give us a little bit of a reset to our weather pattern by the weekend. But all in all, your weekend forecast not looking too bad, outside of it just being a little bit of a cooler start. By Sunday, more sunshine's in the mix, temperatures warm back mid to upper 60s, and then we're talking more 70s and potentially a couple more of these 80s working back early this next week. Finally starting to feel a little bit more summer-like here across Northeast Ohio.